I want to ask you about your opponent, Donald Trump.
Okay.
He suggested that you happened to turn black recently for political purposes, questioning a core part of your identity.
Yeah.
Any?
Same old tired playbook. Next question, please.
That's it?
That's it.
There are growing and many unanswered concerns regarding Kamala Harris. It's hard not to question who this woman is and what she stands for, considering in just 41 days, this woman has altered her entire political stands, ideology, principles, and perception of herself, to the point where it begs the question, who is she and what does she stand for? Because at this point, nobody is certain of the truth or falsity regarding Madam Vice President. From her racial identity,
it is my true distinct pleasure to introduce the first senator, and I'm not going to say this, the first senator of Indian American heritage in the history of U.S. Senate.
Yes.
You are Indian.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, and I don't know that everybody knows that, but I find that wherever I go and I see Indian people at the supermarket, on the street, everyone's like, you know Kamala Harris is Indian, right? It's like our thing we're so excited about to have you running for president.
Yeah.
Certainly, you could become the first Indian senator in U.S. history, which would be quite an accomplishment.
Not good.
But I'm black.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of being black.
Absolutely.
And I was born black, I will die black. And I'm proud of it. And I'm not going to make any excuses for anybody.
she went from being happy to be the first Indian senator to becoming the first black female vice president. Yes, she transitioned from an Indian woman to a black woman with a Southern accent, even though she's from Berkeley, California. And now she is constantly changing her political stance all the time like a chameleon, showing little to no consistency in who she is anymore.
My policy perspective and decisions is my values have not changed.
Vice President Harris wants us to believe her values remain the same. She claims her values haven't shifted, but I find that hard to believe. A bit strange, to be honest. One moment, when she was running for president the first time, back when she was a U.S. senator, her views were different. Now that she's running for president again, many of her positions have drastically changed. Take fracking, for example. She was firmly against it before, but now she's claiming to support it. That's quite the shift.
When you were in Congress, you supported the Green New Deal. And in 2019, you said, quote, "There is no question I'm in favor of banning fracking."
There's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking. So, yeah, and starting with what we can do on day one around public lands, right? And then there has to be legislation. But yes, and this is something I've taken on in California. I have a history of working on this issue. And to your point, we have to just acknowledge that the residual impact of fracking is enormous in terms of the impact on the health and safety of communities.
Fracking, as you know, is a pretty big issue, particularly in your must-win state of Pennsylvania.
Sure.
Do you still want to ban fracking?
No, and I made that clear on the debate stage in 2020.
I will repeat, and the American people know, that Joe Biden will not ban fracking. That is a fact.
Joe Biden will not ban fracking because Joe Biden's position was, let's not ban fracking. And he was at the top of the ticket. But listen to how she mischaracterized it. All right, I'm going to go back through it with you. Will you ban fracking? She asked. No. In 2020, I made very clear where I stand. And I have not changed that position. I kept my word.
That I would not ban fracking. As vice president, I did not ban fracking. As president, I will not ban fracking.
She's a liar.
Then, in an interview with Dana Bash, she praised the Green New Deal, saying it's something we should continue striving for. It's very important.
You mentioned the Green New Deal. I have always believed, and I have worked on it, that the climate crisis is real, that it is an urgent matter to which we should apply metrics that include holding ourselves to deadlines around time. We did that with the Inflation Reduction Act. We have set goals for the United States of America and by extension the globe around when we should meet certain standards for reduction of greenhouse gas emissions, as an example. That value has not changed.
But here's the issue. The Green New Deal aims to end the use of fossil fuels, so how can she support both the Green New Deal and fracking when they directly contradict each other? Is she saying what needs to be said to win, or does she genuinely believe it? If she is switching up her policies now, how about if she becomes president? Will she switch them as well?
Without a doubt, if she is elected, she will flip her views and switch up on the American people. In all honesty, this woman is the ultimate flip-flopper, the kind that comes only once in a generation.
And so we need to recognize when we're being played.